This is Fox First at 10.
Freeman Strong, good evening and thanks for being with us. I'm Haley Guenthner. Students at Freeman High School will return to the classroom tomorrow, and at least 2 will not be there because they're still in the hospital recovering, but 1 will never walk those halls again. There's no question tomorrow will be extremely painful. That's why Superintendent Randy Russell is making tomorrow flexible. They are encouraging parents, if they can, to come with their students back to Freeman. Parents can spend as much time on campus as they want. The district is offering support in every single classroom with counselors.
If somebody needs a break, we've got it set up. If a student needs a break, or a staff member needs a break, or a parent needs a break, we've got that built into the schedule.
And as students try to heal, they are coping with the loss of fellow classmate Sam Strahan. One student is expressing her sadness through the power of song. Our Fox First at 10 reporter Katie Chen spoke with her about it.
I spoke with Jenna Johansson, who says that she actually had a performance scheduled for Friday night, and she wanted to dedicate it to make sure that everybody knew, like all of the people here, that they're standing Freeman strong, and she hopes that her song can help in the healing. This song Jenna Johansson is performing was written in one night after the horrible tragedy in Freeman.
It just started to sink in. There was a shooting here. It happened here.
Like everyone, she went through shock.
I kept going back to wondering what the mother of the boy who got shot, what she must feel like right now. I couldn't imagine what it was like.
A high school student and a musician, Jenna wanted to do what she could when she got home.
And the words just started to come. And so I just started writing them down, and before I even knew it, there was a song there, and I didn't really know what I wrote until I read it after it was finished. When you reach the gates of heaven, please don't turn away.
A song for Sam, a song for Sam's mother. And during Jenna's performance on Friday, there she was, listening to Jenna's song, Remember You.
We'll remember you. Being able to play that for her, it was extraordinary. Like I almost teared up in the middle of it because I saw her starting to cry. It was almost like God gave me the song to let them know that He was there with them when it happened. And I'm just glad that He gave me the words to tell them that He was there for them. We'll remember you.
I am told that Jenna is expected to play at the memorial for Sam. Reporting in Freeman, Katie Chen, Fox First at 10.
A beautiful song, Katie. Thank you for the song in its entirety. Just head to our Facebook page. Our thoughts are certainly with Freeman this entire week. Let's give you a live look at downtown Spokane right now. We are flipping the switch from summer to fall, and it really seems like it happened in an instant. Rain has started falling here throughout the inland northwest. I was doing a weather check earlier tonight with many of our viewers, Ryan, some saying out in Airway Heights toward Cheney as well, that it is really starting to come down.
Yeah, rain picking up around the inland northwest. Today is day 81 with no measurable rainfall. That is if we make it to midnight tonight. So far, we haven't seen anything measurable as of 10 p.m. We've been seeing rain slowly start to fall since about 7:53 this evening here in Spokane. Last time we saw measurable rainfall, June 28th. I do not expect us to make it to midnight. I do think that we will see measurable rain before midnight tonight, which means that we will end our streak at 80 days. And you take a look at Spokane, it's really just a matter of time. The official reporting station for Spokane happens to be Spokane International Airport up on the West Plains near Airway Heights, and you can see the showers coming down in that area, a little bit heavier as well. These are going to continue to push off further to the east as we head through the evening tonight. Coeur d'Alene along I-90 between Spokane getting a nice little dosing of rain, and if you're headed down to the southwest towards the Ritzville area, rain expected to continue as we head through the rest of the evening and into early Monday morning. As you look west, there's still a lot of rain out there, so we're going to be watching for another wet commute on the way as well. Haley?
Ryan, thank you. Well, new information tonight on a threat out of Montana. Teachers will be back to school tomorrow and students will go back on Tuesday after Flathead County schools shut down on Friday. The FBI has spoken to the person suspected of sending some threatening texts and emails. Deputies say they have developed no information that leads them to believe that the suspect is even in the Flathead Valley, but the investigation is ongoing. Well, new information tonight on a story we brought you last night. The man who police believe set fire to a South Hill business in Spokane is sitting in a jail cell. Last month, a fire forced beacon cleaners on the South Hill to shut down for repairs after the fire. Then another one broke out just a few weeks later. A firefighter was hurt during the first call there. A few weeks later, we are told that investigators ruled both fires arson, saying 42-year-old Scott Lenway was their suspect. This morning, police arrested him. I spoke with Beacon's owner after the first fire when he said the whole thing was baffling.
We had no reason or rhyme why they did it, so we clean clothes.
Let alone twice. The owner told me that the first fire was started in 3 separate places. It also damaged some property of the neighboring post office. The suspect should be in court tomorrow. The man accused of kidnapping and then murdering a stranger just outside of a Cheney pot shop will also make his first court appearance coming up tomorrow afternoon. Donovan Culps was arrested in Goldendale late last week after being on the run for days. Police say he kidnapped this man, 46-year-old Cameron Smith, at gunpoint as Smith was eating lunch inside his car. Happened exactly 1 week ago. The 2 men had no connection whatsoever, and police do believe that this was a random act of violence. You're looking at the victim right there on your screen now. Smith's body was found just off of State Route 904 near 4 Lakes on Friday. Culps will make his first court appearance coming up in the afternoon. Also coming up tomorrow in court, Spokane police say the man they believe is responsible for shooting and killing a person in the West Central neighborhood will be facing a judge. 21-year-old Brettley Sanderson was arrested for second-degree murder after officers found a man with gunshot wounds inside an apartment on Friday afternoon. The victim's name has not yet been released. Right now, a 31-year-old man is recovering in the hospital tonight after a nasty crash. Troopers say a driver was traveling northbound on State Route 2 in Spokane when he tried to make a left-hand turn and failed to yield to traffic, knocking a motorcyclist off their motorcycle. No word on the extent of his injuries. Troopers are still on scene investigating. At this hour, firefighters say they have been fully lined a brush fire that started from a vehicle fire. According to Trooper Brian Moore's Twitter earlier this afternoon, a vehicle fire spread to the hillside near Ryegrass on I-90 in Grant County. The fire spread fast and caused helicopters to come on scene to help out. Right now, the fire is sitting at 120 acres, and fire crews do have a handle on it and have no additional need for resources at this hour. New information tonight, 10 people have been forced out of their homes after their apartment complex caught fire. We now know the Red Cross is handling those displaced residents, helping them find somewhere to stay. This is what it looks like at the Northcliff Terrace apartments near Cora and Post. 2 apartment units caught fire, and the city believes that smoking appears to be the cause. Damage is estimated at $100,000. Well, we just got these pictures into our newsroom. A small plane slams into 2 elk, killing them. The plane had already touched down at an airstrip at a state park when an elk ran in front of the plane. The pilot tried to speed up to fly over the elk, but it was too late. Then a second elk ran in front of the plane and also died. The pilot and passenger were not injured. The FAA is investigating.
While I have a passion for excellence and boldness and a heck of a lot of energy, I've decided to decline the position of mayor for the remainder of this term.
For the second time in a week, a Seattle mayor has decided to step down. Seattle's new mayor was just sworn in 2 days ago, but Bruce Harrell has now decided he won't keep the job. He became mayor after Ed Murray stepped down this week. The city council is set to pick a new mayor coming up tomorrow. Well, still so much more to come here on Fox First at 10. A freak accident almost gets a woman paralyzed. What happened that landed her in the hospital with a broken neck? Plus, all it took was plywood paint and a clever message, how one man got a power company's attention to come and restore their power outage. But up next, this will make any parent's heart drop. Terrifying moments caught on camera as two kids are stuck on a Ferris wheel ride. I'll explain what led up to it all. That's next. Frightening moments caught on camera tonight where two children were trapped on a malfunctioning Ferris wheel. This happened in North Carolina. Take a look. The Ferris wheel operator had to temporarily shut down the ride when one of the cars was tilted out of position. A witness watching the scene from the ground says the two boys inside were holding on to one another, trying to protect each other from falling out. Video shows a fair employee falling from the car while trying to move it back into place. He was treated on scene and has been released from a local hospital. The mothers of those two boys stuck on the ride say they are still shaking, understandably, from this incident.
That's your babies up there. You can't do anything to protect them. Like, you're at the bottom, just lifeless.
I thought that something bad was gonna happen, like one of us was gonna pass away. I thought to pray to Jesus and to call for help. We flew back, and then that's when I hit my
Oh, those little sweethearts. It's awful. The Central Carolina Fair said in a statement that the operator followed safety procedures to safely unload all passengers, and they're still looking into how this happened. But that, you just see the mama hugging her little boy. She must have been just terrified, Ryan.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. That is scary right there. Glad everybody is okay. That is the good news. All right, let's take a look at your forecast on this Sunday evening. We're seeing the rain start to pick up around the inland northwest. We took a deep breath in here a moment ago, just before we went back on air during the commercial break, and we could kind of smell a little something in the studio, and we all realized that was rain. The smell of the rain falling has made its way into the studio here in Spokane. It is starting to smell like fall here in the inland northwest. The rain is back tonight. Wind's going to be staying breezy as we head into the overnight hours and during the day on Monday. Showers on and off into the afternoon, staying cool as well. Our temperatures right now 54 degrees in Spokane, 61 down to the Tri-Cities, low to mid 60s into parts of Pullman, Lewiston, but it is all about the rain. Those rain showers picking up just south of Spokane at this hour, stretching out towards Coeur d'Alene, North Idaho, another band building out to the west as well. So if we don't get measurable rainfall from this first band, there will be more that builds in behind this as the clouds continue to push east through these evening hours. You can see them start to build out towards the Reardon-Davenport area into Lincoln County and then stretching further to the southwest. More rainfall is on the way, and there's plenty of it out in the Pacific. You can see the scattered showers picking up out towards western Washington. All that will build and then push east over the Cascades as we head through those overnight hours. So this area of low pressure now starting to move through, the cold front sweeping in. Behind that, scattered showers, breezy conditions, kind of all of the above. Mother Nature throwing the kitchen sink at us as fall is kind of starting to start here in the inland northwest. You look at the futurecast through the evening hours tonight. That first band moves through, a second one into the early morning hours of Monday. So there is a chance that we do actually make it to 81 days with no measurable rainfall. That is, if we make it to midnight tonight. We've seen rain falling in Spokane since about 7:45 this evening. Has continued by 8 a.m. tomorrow morning for the morning commute. Things look to dry out. Maybe a little bit of mix of sun through the middle part of the day. Scattered showers build into the afternoon, early evening, and will continue on and off with breezy conditions as well. The winds right now actually fairly gusty, sustained at 13 miles an hour. We've seen gusts as high as 25 miles an hour as we've gone through the evening here on your Sunday night, and they'll continue to stay breezy overnight into early Monday morning. Notice some of those wind gusts out there, 20 to 25 miles per hour, staying breezy into the afternoon, early evening. We won't be escaping the rain, and the wind certainly going to be sticking around as well. Temperatures on the cool side. With this cold front, we will likely get into the upper 50s and low 60s. Grab the jackets, the umbrellas. You're going to need them into the afternoon. Low 60s for the Columbia Basin, barely cracking 50 degrees into western Montana, slightly warmer down towards parts of the Palouse, Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, all hovering right around 60 degrees into the afternoon. I know personally I'll be breaking out some flannel or at least a nice fleece jacket as I head on into work tomorrow because it is going to be a little bit chilly. Fall officially begins Friday here in the inland northwest, September 22nd. Shout out to my dad. That is my dad's birthday as well.
I think Mike's kind of Laughing at you a little bit, breaking out the
well,
flannel.
I actually had a little chuckle because I am currently wearing wool socks. I'm not even waiting until the temperatures dip, you know? You got to be warm, you got to be warm. It's actually kind of cold in here,
He heeded my
too.
warnings, folks.
Speaking of birthdays, you mentioned your dad. I would be remiss if I didn't say happy birthday to my grandma today.
Oh, very cool.
86 years young.
What a guy.
All right, here we go. We're talking Seahawks football.
Yeah.
It started today. We don't want to talk about the Mariners, right? They
No.
lost.
Oh,
we want to talk about this team. How about Paul Allen, guys? You know he's owned the Seahawks now for 20 years.
Incredible.
They gave him a nice honoring before the game. This thing was kind of ugly. That's usually how these NFC West games go. How about the pick by Bobby Wagner? He's in the passing lane on Brian Hoyer. Yeah, the defense flexing its muscle. Seahawks would turn that into 3. They're up 6-0. San Francisco did not get much done on offense. They really didn't have the ball that much, but this is going to help. Carlos Hyde taking off for a 61-yard gain, but Seattle would hold them to a field goal. It was tied 6-6 at the break. Now in the fourth, San Francisco leading 9-6. The Seahawks offense has got questions themselves, still haven't scored a touchdown up until this point. Russell Wilson's like, hold that thought. He ran for 34 yards today. Later in this drive, this was his best work. He is a maestro when it comes to avoiding the pressure, escapes, and how about that pass and grab by Paul Richardson? It took them 7.5 quarters, guys, but they made it into the end zone, and that would prove to be the game-winning score. Seahawks are in the win column, 12-9 the final, and within the division as well. Got to take those NFC West wins when you can get them. Get a look at that time of possession. 36, nearly 37 minutes, the Hawks had it to just 23 for San Francisco.
Crazy.
Not pictured. Eddie Lacy actually was a healthy inactive today, but give it up to the rookie, Chris Carson, 93 yards on 20 carries. If he can keep that up and then Wilson keeps doing what he's doing, it could be fun if the defense continues as well.
Yeah, they just need to come together.
Like I said, Mariners lost 12 more to go for them, and then we can just focus on the Seahawks.
There you go.
That's the way it is.
Well, stick around. Your national headlines are next. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Around the world tonight, 4 American tourists were attacked with acid at a train station. This happened in southern France earlier this afternoon.
And the 2 are hospitalized right now in serious condition. French police say a mentally ill 40-year-old woman sprayed them with hydrochloric acid. 2 who were hospitalized were hit with acid in the face. The other 2 are said to be in a state of shock. The woman has been arrested, and the attack is not being investigated as terrorism.
A Minnesota woman is counting her blessings tonight after a freak accident over Labor Day weekend left her nearly paralyzed. Take a look. This woman says she and her boyfriend were sitting in a hammock at a park when one of the 15-foot birch trees the hammock was attached to fell on top of her.
All of a sudden, just this big boom hit me in the back of the head.
Oh my goodness. She ended up breaking her neck, and tonight she's still recovering. They learned later that the tree was rotten from the inside. Yikes. Stick around. Your Fox Find is next. Well, you know, they say humor is often, or laughing, I should say, is the best medicine for a lot of people. And in Florida, a man is using humor to cope with the lengthy power outages due to Hurricane Irma.
All it took was plywood, paint, and a clever message. Take a look. Tony Galarza's wife is 7 months pregnant, and they've had no power since the storm, and things have been heating up. Tony came up with a way to get the attention of Duke Energy, the power company. He made a sign telling the utility company he'd name his son Duke if they restored his power.
So they ended up stepping up to the plate, but they aren't holding Tony to his promise. Stick around. Hotspot is next. In the Hotspot tonight, if there are still any holdouts in the hole, is Die Hard a Christmas movie debate? Now there is a holiday storybook based on the movie.
Yeah, that should settle it once and for all. Jeremy Roth has today's take. Look at this.
Christmas is coming early this year. Die Hard, the greatest action movie ever made, has become somewhat of a holiday classic, so it should surprise no one that there is now an illustrated storybook based on the movie in the works. A Die Hard Christmas is the brainchild of comedian Doogie Horner and artist J.J. Harrison. It relays cop John McClane's holiday heroics to the tune of 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. Fair warning to parents, though, it does stay true to its violent source material and is meant more for adult fans. The book is due out October 17th. Hey, who needs John McClane when you've got UPS? A group of UPS workers rescued a California man from a crowbar attack. The man was leaving a bank in Gardenia and heading to a UPS store when two men approached and attempted to steal his bag. They began hitting him with a crowbar. Several UPS employees ran out of the store and scared off the assailants. The victim was not seriously injured. Gardenia police are investigating and shared the video along with the caption, "Shout out to UPS for hiring heroes." Say hello to Bluetiful. After months of online voting, Crayola unveiled fans' top pick for the name for the new hue. The name was chosen from nearly 90,000 submissions. It beat out other suggestions like Dreams Come Blue and Star Spangled Blue. Bluetiful will replace the recently retired dandelion color. Crayola says the new shade is coming soon to stores. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Well, the rain's starting to fall here in the inland Northwest. Still no measurable rain. However, it'll likely end just before midnight or who knows, maybe tomorrow. So 80 or 81 days.